Drizzle on the window, coffee in my hand. Morning starts so slow. Hello, welcome to Once Upon a Stitched Nook and my desk where the creativity happens. So we are going to be going over how to do the Cottage Vine cardigan, and I'm using the Viking Garn Bambino in, I don't know if the color is on this, lot number 1022. It's like this beautiful foresty green. And then I'm using a 4.5 millimeter hook. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to be making a chain length for both your front and back panel. So kind of think of it like if you've ever done a crochet granny square cardigan, the way you work the panel out towards the, out towards the sleeve. This is working similarly, except we're not growing the panel. We're starting with the exact length we want for the whole panel, going from the back over to the front. And so you can make it cropped, you can make it long, you can make it like a duster. So up to you. Let me find my, all right, I found it. And so working up the desired length, you're going to do that in multiples of 3. So you're just going to be counting 3s as you work up your chain. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, all the way till you have the desired length you want, and then at the end you're going to chain 1 extra. I have my desired chain, and so you can fold it in half, put it over your shoulder to see if the length is as you like it, and I've chained 1 extra at the end. So now let me redo that last one because it's got a little tight. And so now what you'll do is, starting in the second from your hook, you're going to want to work into the back loops and do a half double crochet. So starting in the second from the hook, that way we're compensating for that extra chain we just made to build up for our half double crochet row, and then all the way across in the back loops of the chain, you're going to do a half double crochets, and you'll just do this all the way across. Right here I've done my half double crochets all the way across. So now we're going to turn our work and chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is acting as a treble crochet. And now for the all across here, we're going to make what I call X stitches, and they work in 3s. So they'll start in 1 stitch, so say the first stitch here, skip a stitch, and end in the 3rd stitch. So what you're going to do is yarn over twice. Let's see if I can limit distraction for the camera. Insert into the first stitch in this case, or next stitch after you've done an X stitch. Yarn over, pull through, so you have 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 2, and then you'll have 3 loops on your hook. And you're going to yarn over, skip 1, insert into the next one, yarn over, pull through. So you see you have 5 loops on your hook now, and now simply yarn over and pull through until you're done. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And what this does is give us 2 bottom posts and then 1 top post. Now we need 1 more to make an X. So you're going to chain 1, so that will mirror the skipped stitch, and then you're going to double crochet into these 2 loops here. So where the 2 bottom posts join, you're going to see these 2 loops facing in the front like an upside down V. You'll double crochet into that, and that creates an X stitch. So you see how it looks like an X, and you have 4 posts total. Now you're going to do into this same thing into the next one. You're going to yarn over twice into the next one. Be careful not to go into the same one. It might shift away so it looks available, but it is not. You'll insert, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over, pull through 2 just once, so that you have 3 loops. Yarn over, skip 1, insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. So a total of 4 times. Then you will chain 1 and double crochet into 2 loops where they join the bottom posts. And there you have it. So you'll be working in numbers of 3s for X stitches all the way across your panel. All right, and once you get to the end where you've worked into the last stitch, you're going to need to put a extra treble crochet into that same last stitch you worked into, just to provide a flat border. Then you're going to chain 2, turn your work, and then you're going to ignore that treble crochet, and then you're going to work double crochets into each stitch across, ignoring the last chain, not treating that as a stitch in this case. You want to double crochet so that your number of double crochets match the number of half double crochets or the number of chains you did before you did the one extra to start the next row. And so you're going to do that, and then the next row is also going to be a just regular chain 2 and double crochet across. I will pick up with you at the end of this row. Okay, I worked into all the way across, worked into that last stitch, and I'm ignoring the chain 4 here. I'm going to turn my work, chain 2, and here is very simple. You're going to work into each stitch across with double crochets. And this is going to be our repeat. You're going to work row 2 to 4, so the X row, and then 2 double crochet rows until you have the desired panel length for your back and front panel, and you're ready to join your side and then to extend the sleeve. We will see how that looks on mine later. You can again make it boxier, you can make it more fitted. This is adjustable up to you. I just recommend that you end on row 3, so the first double crochet row, so we can build off of the sleeve with the second double crochet row, and we'll see how that looks later. Yeah, I'll show you how this looks, and then you're just going to be repeating these 3 rows. All right, I have worked my way all the way across. You see how we're going to have an open, or I guess I should show it to you this way, because this is how it will look in the panel. So this will be the inside where we're going to add a cord to your front, and then it's going to build out towards where your shoulder is in your sleeve. So you're going to want to extend it out. It will wrap over your shoulder a little bit to also give enough room for the armhole to then attach on along the side. So again, you can make it as oversized as you want, as low as you want. When you have a lighter yarn like this, it gives it a really nice drape, but you can use a thicker yarn. This is just made to measure, so you can adjust it to anything else. If you use a bigger yarn, this will probably be chunkier and probably bigger than this, where this one has a lighter drape and more delicate looking stitches. So you're going to build up these 3 rows. So you're going to do another X row and then 2 double crochet rows, and you're going to keep doing that until you're ready for the sleeve, and you want to end on the 3rd row, so the first double crochet row here, as you can see. So go ahead and do that, and I will catch up with you when I'm ready to extend my sleeve. All right, I have extended my panel out as far as I want it, so going in this direction from here to here. I have 5 repeats of the X row, and then I ended on the first double crochet row, and I have folded it over. Now, and you're going to mark for your armhole, and what you're going to do for here is you want to mark a count of 3s for your armhole. You see I've already done it. And something to note, if you don't have much of a chest, you can make it very even on how many stitches are on either side of the armhole for each panel, or you can move up some and give more room to the front panel if you want some for an extra bust. I just did an extra 3 for myself, but that's something you can adjust if you don't want it riding up higher in the front than in the back. So I have marked my armhole here. I've marked it through both the points at the beginning and end of my armhole. And so what we're going to do, I've already cut my yarn for the panel. You can pick up on either side, but since I folded it this way, this is the right side. And it doesn't matter which way you fold it either. And what you're going to do, let's see if I can bring it down a little bit more. You're going to insert into both of the marked stitches. So I'm going through both of those, and I'm going to join the yarn in here. Now I'm going to do the chain 2, and then working just, so I'm going to push this panel away, working just in the first marked stitch here. I'm going to do a double crochet, and then I'm going to double crochet around as we've been doing until we reached an marked stitch on this side, and you're going to work into that one as well. So just double crochet all the way around. Okay, so I have come up to my marked stitch. You may need to take a good look to see that. So I'm going to do my last double crochet in here, and then I'm going to slip stitch to join, like so. Now, you're basically going to continue your repeat pattern. We're now going to do an X row, then you'll do 2 rows of double crochet, X row, 2 rows of double crochet. The only difference is for double crochet rows, we're going to be slip stitching to join instead of turning our work. But also for the X row, we're going, instead of doing a chain 4, we're going to immediately start a X stitch, and this is what we call a starting X stitch opposed to just regular X stitch. And so to start it, you're going to chain 3. Then you're going to consider that as your first post into this stitch, so you're skipping the next stitch and going into the 3rd stitch. You're going to double crochet there. So now we got 2 bottom legs. Then you're going to chain 4. So this is a double crochet plus a chain, and then into the 2 front loops as usual, you're going to double crochet into that. So what you get is this X stitch, which has chains on this side and double crochets on that side. And from here, you're going to use your regular X stitches. So into the next stitch, we do our regular, skip 1, do our yarn over, pull through 2, chain 1, and then double crochet to do the last post. And you're going to do that all the way around. Since you have marked it out to be number of 3s, it's going to follow as usual. You'll slip stitch to join, chain 2, and then continue your 2 rows of double crochet. And so you're going to make this sleeve, and again, back to, I should have said this earlier, when you're marking out your sleeve, you can make it as loose or as tapered in as you would like, and then you extend the length for as however long you like. If you want it to be a short sleeve, if you want it to be mid, if you want it to be long. So you're just going to repeat that until the length is as desired, and you want to end on probably one of the double crochet rows, but I kind of recommend the first double crochet row just because I think it looks a little more neat. But yeah, that's all you need to do. So let's do that to finish this panel, and then you're going to repeat this process for your second panel. Okay, I have the length where I want it. I'm doing a sort of mid sleeve, kind of a little longer than a regular short sleeve. And so I've ended on my first double crochet row of the repeat, and I'm just going to add now a trim. You can leave it here if you like the blunt edge, but I like to give this a little more flair and elegance. It's supposed to be kind of more elven looking. So what we're going to do, chain 1, and into the first stitch you're going to single crochet, then you will chain 3, then you'll single crochet back into that same stitch. So you see we made a peacoat here. There's a single crochet, chain 3, and then single crochet back into the same one. Then we'll chain 2 and skip 2. So this is going to be the 3-stitch repeat. So we're going to do it again into the next stitch after we skip 2. We're going to single crochet 1, chain 3, and single crochet 1 into the same stitch. Chain 2, skip 2, and you're going to repeat that all the way around and then slip stitch at the end. Alright, so I've done my 2 panels. I've matched them too. The only thing to note when you are marking the sleeve, or I guess when you're going to be lining it up here, when we're going to be piecing together, you want to make sure each side that goes towards the sleeve edge, you have, if you're adding extra number like I did for the bust or the front panel, you want those to make sure that they're going to line up on your right and your left, right? So here I have my back, and I've just used some, what are they called? Not paper clips, stitch markers, to hold these stitches in place. I haven't quite carefully lined them up. I don't need to, because I'll just do that as I sew up. So all I'm going to do is be sewing up the back, leaving some room. So I marked here where I think I like it, and I'll double check it on myself later. And then it's going to spread out into a V neck in the back and going to be open in the front. Now, if your panels are feeling too tight against your body, if you didn't go more oversized, what you can do if you need to is at the point where you want your back to be, you can add extra rows into the back. So just build off of one of these. So you might pick up and start doing a double crochet, then a V row, and then maybe another double crochet row to give that extension, or however long you want that to be, to build up the back further. But I don't think that should be necessary for most cases, but if you prefer, you can do that, or just do some double crochet rows as well if you don't want to do the repeat pattern into it. But yeah, all you have to do is sew up your back here, and then we're going to add in the front the, what is it called? The tie. And something I forgot to mention was you will also be sewing under the sleeve your side panels together. So they should fold very nicely right under your sleeve, and just sew those up along with the back. In the back, you can kind of check to readjust to see how far up you want it to go. Here I am just demonstrating the simple sewing method I chose, just sewing in a circular motion through the two corresponding stitches. But of course you can use whatever sewing method you prefer. And here I show the sewn results on my mannequin. You see the sides, you see the back, how it looks. I still haven't cut my yarn, but that's what it's looking like. And all you have to do now is attach where you want your ties. If you want ties, you could leave it as is, and just do a chain and then tie it as a bow, and then you're done. Thank you for watching, and I hope this was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions.